visiting today with Chuck Cargile, a 1987 OSU grad. He earned an accounting degree. Today, he is the Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Newport Corporation in Irvine, California. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So, with your background and your dealings with Wall Street and everything, what are your feelings on the economy and what's going on in the United States right now? Would you mind sharing those with us?
Sure. The last 5 years, last 4 years I'd say, since the recession started the end of 2007 and the middle of 2008, have been more challenging than I've seen in the 25 years that I've been in business. And the recession 2008-2009 was well known to have been the worst economic crisis in the U.S. since the Depression. Everyone knew that. But what I found alarming was the recession subsided and conditions improved in the latter part of 2009, even to date. And in the business world, people never appreciated a recovery. There's been a negative undertone to the business environment for the entire 4 years. Even when conditions were very, very strong, people, the expectation was, but it's about to peak. It's coming down now. So there's been at least in my business, there's been about 6 quarters of recovery, with it being a constant prediction that you're seeing the best that it's going to get and now it's coming down. So the negative undertone is significant. And on Wall Street, we are a publicly traded company, and for stocks, that has been that drag has been constant as well. Any degree of bad news, even not large magnitude bad news, will create an inordinate amount of disruption in the market. And that's an environment that I haven't experienced before. That's been the most negative and the most challenging. Even now, there's the expectation of things getting worse and not better.
Right.
And that's been challenging.
Even the news today about the unemployment numbers. I don't know if you've heard those or not, but they're saying they're not good.
Yeah.
And how does a company like yours work through that and continue to prosper and grow?
And one of the things that I think that I'm proud of what we've done at Newport is as we went through the recession of 2008-2009, we knew that we had the size and the scale and the wherewithal to get through the downturn. So we were fortunate enough to not worry about, will we come out of this alive, will we come out of this existing. So we used the opportunity of the downturn to do many things to strengthen the business in the long term that we might not have done if conditions weren't so bad. Right. We enhanced our manufacturing operations, we reduced our manufacturing footprint, we did some acquisitions, we had debt on our balance sheet that we were able to retire at a steep discount because the holders of that debt needed cash now, right, not when it was due in 5 years. So we did a lot of actions then that strengthened our business significantly. It gave us the ability to continue to invest. Over the last several years, we've added about $200 million of revenue to get to the run rate now where we're at $650 million through acquisitions, by finding businesses that maybe didn't want to survive in these tough conditions, wanted to be part of a more stable parent. Right. So we've had the leadership team, the executive team at Newport, the average length of tenure is 11 years. Happens to coincide exactly with I've been there 11 years, right, so half the team's been there longer, half a little bit less. And so we've been through cycles. We've learned to work together, and the decisions that we make are because we expect to be working together for the next decade, not just for the next quarter. Right. And that helps when you go through challenging times.
Right. Are you optimistic about the future? And if so, why are you optimistic about the future?
We have all employee meetings. Let me answer that kind of a long way. Every quarter we'll have what we call all employee meetings. We have about 2,500 employees around the world. Our CEO and I will give a presentation that is identical, that will be shown to all those employees by their local leaders, and then the leader will give their own add to that, something that's of particular local significance. And for the last year, I have said consistently in that presentation that I've never been more optimistic about Newport's prospects for the future. For the last year, and we have had the last year our results have been as strong as they've ever been. So we've been very optimistic. As I mentioned, we did a lot of good things when conditions were tough, and we're getting the benefit from that now. I do believe macroeconomic conditions are becoming less favorable for us in the industries that we serve. And for most of the last year, the winds were in our sails when I was making those comments. So now I feel confident about Newport, but I do believe conditions are going to be a little more challenging for the next year or so.
Thanks for taking the time to visit with us today.
Thank you.